What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to go over the trades that we took today inside the Discord, as well as the game plan going into tomorrow. So today, man, absolutely textbook day. If you trade the system, no reason to be red. So if we look here on the 30-minute chart, you guys know I go over this every video. At the start of the day, look at the 30-minute chart here. For this week, we have the 585 puts, 595 calls. You go to the 30-minute. You look to see if there's trend in the market. So on the put side, this doesn't tell us anything. Obviously, since the 10's below the 50, there's nothing going on the put side. We flip to the calls. This is where it gets a little bit more interesting. So right off of open, we end up opening here, kind of in between the 50, or in between crossing and waiting to see if this would reject. And by the looks of it, I mean, this 50 SMA is really flat, so it's not really that strong of a resistance. And with how the 0-day chart looked, it looked way more bullish. So yeah, this ended up ripping, flipping us bullish, and we got a very explosive move today. And how you would have taken this was very simple. So market was still neutral here right off of open. It didn't flip until later in the afternoon. And this is how you would have played it. Very, very, very simple. So if we go to the call side, all you had to do, if you looked here at the open, what do we see? We look on this chart, and we see we open here at 9:30. Okay, at 9:30, obviously we're sitting right at a very key spot, the 50 SMA on the 0-day chart. You don't buy this dip because we're neutral. That 30-minute chart still didn't cross on the call side. So what you do is wait for a reclaim of the 10. We didn't get the closure above the 10 until all the way over in here. Even in here, I mean, this didn't really close. I wouldn't consider this a closure above. 10 SMA still sloped down quite a bit. So even if it did get a good closure above, that's not an entry I'd be taking anyways. And you can see we broke below the 50. Obviously, there's nothing going on in this area. We're not in a trade because we're just waiting for this to reclaim the 10. So we reclaim the 10 right here. You can see the 10 SMA is pointed back up at this point. So this is a good reclaim to take. 10-15. Go long, and look at the move that we got, man. There was no reason to sell this until obviously once you're up like 50, 60 points, that's when you start trimming and trailing. And look at the move we got. I mean, this was a crazy move. I sold most of it for like 70 points. That's where we got a good move out of it, because with how the 0-day chart looked and how the 30-minute looked, the 0-day chart is super bullish. The 30-minute chart breaking above the 50, I mean, that was likely. It doesn't really surprise me that we did get a big move out of this, because we knew that the market is most likely going to go flip bullish, just because 0-day chart very bullish, 30-minute chart not much resistance, because we already got like a candle closure above the 50 SMA, like maybe 2 candles above. Yeah, we already got 2 closures above, and then this candle obviously didn't close above yet, but this next candle here at 10 o'clock started to break above, and at that point, that's when we took our entry point somewhere on that 0-day chart at 10:15. So you know, this is a really good setup, because 30-minute chart was breaking and crossing, and then the 0-day chart was for very bullish. We got the 10 SMA reclaim, and that's all you needed for the day. That's all you needed. It gave plenty of points. If we go back to the 0-day chart real quick, we got this 50 dip right here. This is a really aggressive drop here at, what is that, 2 o'clock. I didn't take this because we already caught a really good move. No need for me to stay around. But you could have bought it, and then once it started to break below, you would have been stopped out. I'm not really sure how many points that would have been. You probably would have been stopped out, honestly, on this initial move, because 230 from 270, that is quite a bit on a premium visually. Unless, you know, if you did hold it at that point, you just put your stop. You know, I'd be trailing my stop a little bit once we did wick off of it, because, you know, if we start to break below it, it's most likely not going to hold again, just because we already got the initial bounce off of it. And, you know, this chart was very funky, so, you know, we end up getting back above the 10, the 50. It's already getting very late in the day at this point. I mean, we reclaimed the 10 SMA right here at 230, but then I really wouldn't have taken an entry point until I mean, it's a weird gap between the SMAs right here. I mean, honestly, this dip down to the 50 would have been your best shot at 250, but I mean, again, that's getting pretty late in the day, and with how this chart looked, the 50s just sloped up so like unnaturally. So I mean, this wasn't even a trade I would have taken. So that's what we did today. Very simple game plan. I mean, you just got to understand the market conditions and what's the best trade you want to look for today. Obviously, our best trade, our 2 scenarios, was a negative cross right here off of the open or a reclaim. We pretty much were going to catch this move no matter what. If that 30-minute 50 rejected and we dumped, we would have caught it, because we would have played the negative cross. But since we reclaimed this 10 SMA, that pretty much confirmed that we're going to break above that 50, and we're going to see a good move up, and that's what we got. So again, it's just all about knowing the setups you want to be taking. There's always, like with the system, there's like a 90% chance that there's going to be a move on either side that you're going to catch. You just got to know the conditions and know the trades that you want to be taking. It's very, very simple. Many people trade the system, but they don't trade it right. And it's funny because a lot of people don't even know the system exists, and then there's the people that do know it exists, and they choose not to trade it the right way, and they're wondering why they're not doing well because they're not following exactly what the system is designed, to do and how to take the trades, proper risk management, adding things to it. I hate when people add things to it, really, because it's proven to work. You see it work, and why are you choosing to add more to it to cause more confusion? People think they're adding confluence. If anything, it's just going to add confusion because once you add more things to it, you're like that certain thing you're adding isn't going to align with the system, and you're like, I'm going to sit this one out, or I'm not going to take this trade, and you get screwed. So that's what we did today. Going into tomorrow, very simple game plan. We go to the 30-minute chart. What do we see? We see we're crossed on the call side, 10's above the 50, market's bullish. So in this scenario, we're only focused on the longs tomorrow. Only way I'd be shorting is if we get a gap down, break below that 30-minute 50, and this chart starts going negative. So once that 50 gets lost, that's when I'd be open to taking like a put cross, 10 SMA reclaim on puts, things like that. So again, 0-day cross on calls tomorrow is going to be your best bet. 50 dip on calls will also be a good trade to take. Again, if we're neutral for some reason with the big gap down, then put cross, 10 SMA reclaim on puts will work too. So that's the game plan for tomorrow. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub. Hopefully you guys learned something in these videos because I've posted so many. If you want to learn something, just rewatch all of them, and I guarantee you will know how to trade the system and do well. So yeah, that's all I got. If you guys want to learn, join the Discord down below. But I'm out. Peace.